Chapter 14. The Lamb and the 144,000. Then I looked, and there was the Lamb, the Christ, standing on Mount Zion, and with him 144,000 who had his name and his father's name written on their foreheads. So this, I believe, alludes back, if you remember, to the 144,000 that was sealed by God as untouchable and pure within the body and the mind. And I heard a voice from heaven like the sound of many waters and the sound of loud thunder. And the voice I heard was like the sound of harpists playing on their harps. So again, the many waters, the spiritual knowledge, if you remember the vision of Christ with many waters coming from his mouth. And again, the harpists represent rising vibration, high vibration, and also they're connected to the praise of God. And they sing a new song before the throne and before the four living creatures and before the elders. So a new mindset. No one could learn that song except the 144,000 who have been redeemed from the earth. It is these that have not defiled themselves with women, for they are virgins. They follow the Lamb wherever he goes. Again, alluding back to Jezebel or the great whore. So to associate with those is to associate with the devil or the temptress or the deceiver. And the virgins are obviously those who have not fallen into that trap. So it is these who have not defiled themselves with women, for they are virgins. These follow the Lamb wherever he goes. They have been redeemed from humankind as first fruits for God and the Lamb, and in their mouth no lie was found, and they are blameless. The messages of the three angels. Then I saw another angel flying in mid-heaven with an eternal gospel to proclaim to those who live on the earth, to every nation and tribe and language and people. He said in a loud voice, "Fear God and give him glory, for the hour of his judgment has come, and worship him who made heaven and earth and sea and the springs of the water." So again, another message to the mind and the body that the judgment is coming. Then another angel, a second, followed, saying, "Fallen, fallen is Babylon the Great. She has made all nations drink of the wine of the wrath of her fornication." So again, Babylon representing the whole of the body that has fallen into disrepute. Then another angel, a third, followed them, crying with a loud voice, "Those who worship the beast and its image and receive a mark on their foreheads or on their hands, they will also drink of the wine of God's wrath, poured unmixed into the cup of his anger, and they will be tormented with fire and sulphur in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb." And the smoke of their torment goes up forever and ever. There is no rest day or night for those who worship the beast in its image and for anyone who receives the mark of its name. Remember, the mark on the forehead and the mark on the hand really is alluding to what you do and what you say. Here is a call for endurance of the saints, those who keep the commandments of God and hold fast to the faith of Jesus. Have faith, have trust, you are going to be released. And I heard a voice from heaven saying, "Write this, blessed are the dead who from now on die in the Lord. Yes, says the Spirit, they will rest from their labours, for their deeds follow them." Those who worship Christ or the Lord will not die. Will see eternal life, eternal health, eternal joy. Reaping the earth's harvest. And then I looked, and there was a white cloud, and seated on the cloud was one like the Son of Man. Now, Son of Man is important because that's always what Jesus referred to himself as. So, then I looked, and there was a white cloud, and seated on the cloud was the one like the Son of Man, with a golden crown on his head, authority and power, and a sharp sickle in his hand, the sickle that the farmers use to harvest the crops. Another angel came out of the temple, calling with a loud voice to the one who sat on the cloud, "Use your sickle and reap, for the hour to reap has come." We're ready, because the harvest of the earth is fully ripe. So the one who sat on the cloud swung his sickle over the earth, and the earth was reaped. Then another angel came out from the altar, the angel who has authority over fire, transformation, and he called with a loud voice to him who had the sharp sickle, "Use your sharp sickle and gather the clusters of the vine of the earth, for its grapes are ripe." So the angel swung his sickle over the earth and gathered the vintage of the earth and threw it into the great winepress of the wrath of God. And it reminds you of separating the wheat from the chaff, so that the good stuff is saved, the good stuff is harvested and made into wine, made into something valuable. And the winepress was trodden outside the city, and blood flowed from the winepress as high as a horse's bridle, with a distance of about 200 miles. There's that number again, 200, the number of divine or angelic assistance. So it's telling us stuff. And I think outside the city again means it will be done externally in your life as well. God has a plan for this. It's going to be done, and you're going to be so much better off afterwards.